Story number one that made it in. Get it now. Sex, business, and entertainment may be triggering our brain chemistry or maybe gearing it away from taking baby steps. What this story, what this headline is basically saying is that our eager for it now, wanting it now, may be changing the way we think. And I did some studies. I had to do a lot of research on this headline, and I found out just digging up just repetitive nature from human beings. I tried to figure out if like things like the internet or pornography or drinking or smoking or weed or all of this new stuff. I tried to see if it was actually affecting our normal behavior. So what I did was I took it back. I looked at I looked at footage from back in the day till now. I looked at from like HD television to old cameras where they used to have the resolution was very dim. But what I found out is that science has gotten an edge. I think it was Isaac Newton. He was taught years ago before the Enlightenment age took off. Isaac Newton was it was in a art book I came across doing research for this story, and he was basically saying that human beings, there's some things that we should not mingle with. And he was talking about the depths of space and how even in space it's a waste. Some things are just a waste of time. We may as human beings be unsatisfied or discontent, and we may lose our, I guess, natural functioning or our natural purpose of living. And then I did a just to find the stories that made it into this, in this headline, is that I looked at how, the Enlightenment age, where you could teach a kid to not clean up after themselves, and then once you teach them, how they start understanding that the environment may be a little bit more precious. So what I did, I took this whole week, I tried to see, I dibbled and dabbled. I looked at old films, I looked at old pornography films, I looked at films now, I looked at people who have indulged in too much drinking, and people, I see what happens when you indulge in too much technology, stay in front of the screen too long, you indulge in looking at people with no clothes on, and I tried to see if it was having an effect on just not only my data, if it was heightening any brain chemicals. I do this. I do every week. I have to go through different stories. So I go to my little media pad, my little media cave, and I try to figure out what is affecting what, to see if the people on the right or the left have an argument. And it's amazing what you do when you see what other people on the other side are doing. Like I found out that people who have things against the police actually feel like they are morally obligated to do the things they do, because they are saying that the police are doing things wrong. So I have to, being a mediator, I have to dibble and dabble. People think my job may think it's easy, but it's actually not. It can be pretty exhausting when you're trying to soak all this up in an hour program. But then I went through story after story, and I found the pieces that may be missing from people's lives, which is causing them to do things. And it could be the brain chemistry. There was a story that surfaced about a Wisconsin father. He punched and killed his 5-year-old son for eating his Father's Day cake. What I found in this research that will get you to understand today's show is that when human beings are deprived of certain necessities like wealth, food, happiness, love, they start to do, and I seen it within my own studies in my own time. They start to do crazy stuff, crazy things that may not seem normal from other human beings. And this is basically what you're probably going to get out of the stories that made it into the top 8 today, is that people do crazy things, especially when they're not either getting fed or they're not living what people, normal day-to-day people, call a normal life. I even found out that even in the R. Kelly case, they were talking about how there was some pornographic videos that were that shows evidence that was submitted in this case. There was a story that surfaced in that now Texas is starting to move away from abstinence only sex ed. So they're charging. So what you will probably get out of anything when you look at what's happening in the priest and all of this sexual stuff, they're having all this freedom stuff with the LGBT community, is that there are some things happening within the brain chemistry of a human being that is affecting the way the what we call normal ways of thinking. So now teachers are trying to teach children about sexual education as early as kindergarten. So there's a lot happening in this it now society that we live in. That's a phrase that my one friend, that's the way he put it. He said we live in an it now society now where everybody wants it now. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. They want everything now. There was also a story about a New Mexico woman. She's facing charges for torturing her children. She forced them to watch her kill pets. And to a normal person, you ask yourself is, how do I contain, or how do I not do things that we see other people doing? We have this conversation a lot in this new America is, why are these people doing such strange things? Is there something wrong with their brain chemistry? Do they think differently? Is it because they're not heavily medicated? Is there something wrong? Then you could throw a religion in there. Is someone evil, or is it righteousness? But some people do things that are considered crazy. So I when I'm studying for this show, I constantly have to dibble and dabble and all these things. So I'm just trying to, with this story number one, when we talk about this society and what we're living in now, people are doing things for self gratification, but they're Xing out the consequences and the fact that it could be affecting other people's lives. And how it affects other people's lives. Like there's stories that surfacing constantly about this new opioid crisis and how families are now dependent on this pain medicine to not only heal their pain, but they're getting addicted to them. If you don't think this stuff is serious, I urge you to start, maybe do your research about how doctors were receiving kickbacks. And now there's a story that surfaced in the top 8 that I'm going to get to that says that people are even losing trust in the pharmaceutical industry. And the witch doctors, the people who make the medicines that's supposed to heal us. This is serious stuff. And this is why story number one, when we talk and how it crept in, is like people who want everything now are starting to understand that there may be consequences to either to all of what we're consuming, to big business, to entertainment. And it's triggering how we think and how we act towards certain events and certain so you could watch a child go into a house full of drug dealers. You could be like, how do these adults do it? How can they live like this? This is a very interesting topic, especially in the criminal justice system. And then there was a story that surfaced that I came across. It was talking about how a dad, they had a fence around this pool. This is why story number one is amazing, because our natural instincts to save other people is still there, because a dad jumped over a 4-foot fence to save his son from drowning. So there was an old when I took business classes, they would have where you would have to study about events, about what you would do if you were on the job. And this is why I'm telling you, these top 8 stories today are very interesting. People, they're talking about this picture that's surfacing about this Mexican guy and his daughter drowning at the border. And it reminds me of the question on the test when I was in college. It says, if you're a police officer and you're off duty, if you see someone getting beat or drowning and you're not on life duty or a lifeguard, would you save them? basically saying like it's not your job to save them. So what happens if you risk your life? So we're starting to see these events occur in real time, and it's affecting social behavior because of the fact that people who see these things would say, okay, there's a border there. There's people dying. It should be natural human emotion to save these people. And then you have people saying, well, it's not you. You don't feel this pain. These are interesting events that are happening in real time. There was a story that surfaced about a New Jersey woman. She's accused of fatally stabbing her identical twin sister. So what we're learning is that there may be different types of individuals and different ways of thinking. Some people even are making the case that the president may be criminal minded. So I don't know if that could be true. I don't think it is true, but people are making these statements. And people are saying liberals are criminal minded. So we're living in a very, very strange times where current events are not only on display, but they're affecting people's day-to-day life. A Pennsylvania man allegedly built a bomb to warn about aliens who plan to destroy the planet. This is I'm on this planet right now. I haven't seen any aliens. People are saying that aliens have been in the skies for years. They're talking about how they've been in Nevada at Area 51. I've been living. They got all these new entertainment movies that could actually make you believe that you're under attack by aliens. So the thing is this messing with our brain chemistry that people can actually believe? Is it fiction or is it reality? Are there really alien civilizations on this planet? Is the president an alien? Could some of the entertainers, could I be an alien? This is the time frame that we live in, folks. Some scary stuff. There's another story that surfaced when you get on this topic. Get it now, sex, business, and entertainment, and how it may be triggering our brain chemistry away from just the normal fundamentals of baby steps. Fundamental ways of living. It says that the Phoenix Suns, I think it's Josh Jackson, he said he's accused of getting his 5-month-old daughter high with marijuana use. Folks, people actually believe that marijuana is a miracle drug. Years ago, if you take this back years ago, when the fundamentals of religious law was coding how we act as human beings, they made it evident that there were some trees that could cause us to do some unbelievable things. Take our clothes off, be in the middle of the street. Folks, people who deal with people who are heavily on drug use will tell you they do some unbelievable things. So now that all of this, that the pharmaceuticals and the witch doctors have their reign in this new Enlightenment age, people are wondering if this is healthy or will it save the future. If you want to kill a country, drug it. I can guarantee you'll ruin a lot of lives. That's story number one. If you want to contribute, you're in the Mediator with me, Brian West, where it is my supreme duty every week to give you that vitamin news. It's good for you. I can guarantee it. I tumbled through, sifting through the pages of every story, taking in the details so I could replicate it and push it out to you through the radio waves. I invest my time and money through my own therapy to inform people. It's a job that not too many people will take on, but it may be what can heal you from the craziness. I may be saving you by informing you of something that could be much better. And that's being informed and being on top of things, because everything that people say is good for you may not be good for you, but I can guarantee that the Mediator will give you something good for you. If you want to contribute, all you have to do is visit www.method8inc.com, method8inc.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, or just read something. Indulging in doing my research is a sacrifice that I do for my time to figure out what it is, or is there a cure for the common cold? And if I'm coughing, I'm telling you something that I'm telling you, God bless you. Well, bless you somehow, some way, because mediation is just that. It's for everybody to love and share. It's making radio not only great again, but great for everyone. I'm giving you radio with a smile.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens.